Meteorologist Stephen Cropper tracking the weather in your neighborhood.
Now, Channel 11 News. Coverage you can count on.
The man accused of plotting an attack on a Pittsburgh church went to court today. Let's not waste any time right now. Channel 11's Gabriella DeLuca joins us live downtown where the hearings just wrapped up moments ago. And Gabriella, what was the judge's decision in this?
Damani, a federal judge decided Mustafa Alawamer will not be allowed out of custody and he will stay behind bars until his trial date. The U.S. attorney argued Alawamer is a toxic and lethal danger to the community and a flight risk. The attorney brought audio and video examples that showed the suspect saying he wanted to live out his life as a martyr and return to the battlefields of Syria. The defense attorney called Alawamer's mother to the stand, who said she would watch over her son, even go as far as sleep in the same bed with him to make sure he didn't try to leave if he was released out of custody. Alawamer is accused of plotting to bomb a North Side church and communicating with federal undercover agents about it. We also learned attorneys have 6 more months to gather evidence before the trial. Again, he will not be released out of custody. I'll be working on another report for 5 and 6 with more details there. Reporting live in downtown Pittsburgh, Gabriella DeLuca, Channel 11 News.
Gabriella, thank you so much for that. Well, a mix of sun and some clouds today. That will take us into warmer and more humid weather this weekend. Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Danielle Dozier is here with a first look at the forecast. Danielle, is going to get cranked up a little bit?
Yeah, a lot for sure this weekend, Devani. We're looking at these temperatures going up into the upper 80s for part of the weekend. I want to talk about that in just a bit. Let's get you started with what's going on out there right now. The mix of sun and clouds over downtown Pittsburgh, 77 degrees currently, 81 in Greensburg, 80 in Beaver, 79 in Washington. It is an uncomfortable feel to the air once again with our dew point at 62 degrees, and it's going to stay humid this afternoon. Temperature will go up to about 83 this afternoon, and if you're heading to the Pirates game as they take on the Cubbies tonight, 80 degrees at first pitch, 76, 7th inning stretch, and then 9th inning right around 74 degrees. We'll have a partly cloudy sky. There are some of you that may see a stray shower today. I'll pinpoint that and let you know what your weekend is shaping up like coming up in just a few minutes. Damani.
Danielle, thank you. Well, new at noon, a missing man has been found. Police in Bellevue reported Donald Watson missing yesterday, but he hadn't been seen since August 3rd. Police didn't say where he was. Well, one day after 6 police officers were shot in a standoff, 5 people were shot in Philadelphia. The victims include a teenager. This shooting was less than 3 miles from Wednesday's shootout. One of the victims is in critical condition. The other 4, stable condition. No arrests have been made. Take a look at this right here. Meanwhile, this is the new video from Wednesday's shootout with Philadelphia police officers. Now, this was taken from a neighbor's doorbell camera. The shooting happened across the street at the home you see in the top center of your screen there. Police say the suspect never should have had access to the weapons that were used in the shooting. Investigators say the suspect, Maurice Hill, right there on your screen, had a handgun in his pocket when he surrendered. He also had an assault rifle and fired more than 100 rounds. Well, Hill is a convicted felon with a criminal record that includes drugs and weapons charges. Philadelphia's mayor is furious that he had so much firepower.
The guy should have been locked up. He should have never had access to an AK-47 or an AR-15 or anything else like that.
Well, prosecutors say Hill will face a long list of charges, including at least 6 counts of attempted murder. After the shootings in Philadelphia, Governor Tom Wolf once again called gun violence a public health crisis. And today he says he's going to do something about it. Channel 11's Mike Holden joins us live with details on the executive order the governor just signed. Mike.
Damani, Governor Tom Wolf said this was not an impulsive move. He said this was part of a well-thought-out plan for some time now. He said he is sick and tired of the gun violence. He is sick and tired of flipping open the newspaper and reading about another mass shooting, so he says it ends today. Governor Tom Wolf made it official and signed an executive order today in Harrisburg. He was joined by several local and state lawmakers, all with one goal in mind, keeping Pennsylvanians out of harm's way. The order will put programs in place to curb gun violence throughout the Commonwealth. It's broken down into the following parts: focusing on new oversight and data sharing, reducing community gun violence, combating mass shootings, and addressing the rising number of gun-related domestic incidents, including suicides. Governor Wolf was supposed to sign the order Thursday, but postponed it after 6 police officers were shot during a standoff in Philadelphia. He says it's vital to act now. People we spoke with have mixed feelings, though, but some feel it's the first step toward change.
It's going to hurt because it's going to go down to the black market. You know, you're going to have a lot of people purchasing guns and doing things that they're doing now, but it's only going to get worse.
I think that he's taking the right step and moving forward, and I think that everybody should be on board for this.
And you just heard right there from both sides who are for it as well as against it. But that's not the end of this story. Coming up on Channel 11 News at 5, we're hearing one-on-one from Governor Tom Wolf, in his own words, why he is moving forward with this process, what he hopes to achieve next. That's all starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting live this afternoon, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
A shooting caused a scare and a water leak in a Pittsburgh apartment building. It happened early this morning in the Hill District. Police told us the bullet was fired in an apartment. The bullet actually went through the wall and into another apartment. The bullets hit a pipe, causing the water leak. No one was hurt, thankfully, and police are still investigating. Police in Duquesne are looking for a man they say sparked a SWAT incident. For 3 hours, police were sitting outside a home along South 7th Street last night. But police say this actually started with reports of gunfire on Cochran Street. While police were headed there, they saw an 18-year-old running down 7th with a gun. Officers followed him to this house right there and called in SWAT. After a few hours with no sign of the teen, police and SWAT determined the house was empty. No one was arrested and no one was hurt. Well, new at noon, plans are in the works to add more office and retail space in Pittsburgh. Channel 11's Lori Hoy is live in Oakland. And Lori, there's an obstacle officials still need to get through in order for all of this to happen.
Yeah, that's right, Damani. A developer wants to build a 13-story building here on Forbes Avenue, right where the CVS store is, but at issue is the height of the building. Now take a look at these artist images. This is what's being proposed by Wexford, a Baltimore-based developer that specializes in university-related projects. It's called District Hall, a building that would include 3 stories of parking, 9 floors of office space, and retail on the ground floor. Problem is, the proposed building is 188 feet high, nearly 100 feet over zoning requirements, according to the Oakland Planning and Development Corporation. Wexford's requesting a height variance, but community leaders are opposed to it. We got mixed reaction from people in Oakland.
Yeah, I think it will bring more of a city feel. I don't think it would affect it negatively, in my opinion, but who knows?
Well, I don't think it's right to give somebody from the outside community coming in to let them break the rules.
Now I'm working to find out when a final decision will be made. More on that tonight at 5. Reporting live from Oakland, Lori Hoy, Channel 11 News.
And we expect to learn more today about a traffic stop that led to a scary discovery in Fayette County. It all started when state police pulled over a car last night on Route 119 in Uniontown. The driver ran away, but then police found explosives in the car. 119 was shut down for about an hour and a half. Police are not saying whether they found the suspect or why they stopped the car. State police are expected to release more information later today, and we will let you know when they do. Well, there is a planned closure of the Pennsylvania Turnpike this weekend. Traffic expert Tricia Pittman walks us through the detour.
Heads up traveling the Pennsylvania Turnpike overnight Saturday into Sunday morning. They've tried to do this closure several times, planned once again for this weekend. It's going to be between New Stanton and Breezewood that they'll have all lanes closed in both directions. So traffic is going to have to detour overnight. This is for bridge removal. If you're in the eastbound direction, you're going to take 119 north, 66 north to 22 east, 99 south takes you back to 30 east, and then westbound detour would be in the reverse direction. Just keep in mind, traveling overnight, you could see some heavier delays along those detour routes at the beginning and end as you enter and exit the Pennsylvania Turnpike. Tricia Pittman, Channel 11 News.
Well, happening today, President Donald Trump will meet with national security advisors to review a plan that could end America's longest-running war. They will review the U.S. Taliban peace plan that could end the war in Afghanistan. The plan would reduce U.S. troops in Afghanistan from 15,000 to about 8,000 or 9,000. The conflict is considered a stalemate, with neither side able to defeat the other, and casualties rising among civilians and as well as combatants. Meanwhile, the president had been pressuring Israel to block a planned visit by U.S. Representative Rashid Tlaib within the last hour. Congressman Tlaib rejected the country's offer to visit under restriction. Jacqueline Phil has the details from Washington.
Michigan Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib rejected Israel's offer to allow her to visit her grandmother in the West Bank. She tweeted, "Silencing me and treating me like a criminal is not what she wants for me. And visiting my grandmother under these oppressive conditions stands against everything I believe in, fighting against racism, oppression, and injustice." These tweets came just hours after Israel granted her request to visit on humanitarian grounds. She agreed in writing not to promote boycotts against Israel during her trip. Tlaib called the conditions put on her humiliating. On Thursday, Israel announced that it would bar Tlaib and Minnesota Representative Ilhan Omar from visiting Israel because of their support of Israel's boycotts. Before that announcement, President Trump tweeted that allowing the two women to enter would show great weakness. Omar tweeted support to Tlaib, saying, "Sending you strength and solidarity." In Washington, Jacqueline Fell, Channel 11 News.
Former NASCAR driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his family are safe after a fiery plane crash in Tennessee. Their plane caught fire while landing yesterday east of Knoxville. Take a look at this video here. The Cessna landed, burst into flames, and skidded off the runway. Jet fuel poured across the highway. 5 people were on board, including Earnhardt, his wife, and their 1-year-old daughter and their dog. Everyone was checked out at the hospital, and luckily they were just scraped up a bit. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Earnhardt was scheduled to be a part of NBC's coverage of Saturday night's race in Bristol, Tennessee, but the network announced Earnhardt will now take the weekend off to be with his family. The sudden death of a teenager left an entire community shocked. How his mother, teammates, and coaches are remembering Jordan Duckett. Plus, concerns over groundwater and pricey water bills. We're asking officials why this is happening in one local town.
The heat and humidity are building as we head into the weekend. Storm chances will also be around. I want to show you when those storms could arrive. Coming up next.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for original local shows. All the best things happening in Pittsburgh in one place. Watch 11 Things to Do, Thursday and Friday mornings at 9:15 on WPXI Now and on demand. 11 Morning News brings you weather and traffic every 10 minutes. Meteorologist Scott Harbaugh tracks storms down to your neighborhood, and Tricia Pittman helps you get around backups. Check out the difference on Channel 11 Morning News.
Channel 11 News at 5, covering more news happening in Beaver County.
Emotions running high for the Westside Mustangs football organization. Players, coaches, parents, and strangers showed up to remember a young teammate. 13-year-old Jordan Duckett died after collapsing during practice. Jordan's death has shocked his community, and Channel 11's Michelle Newell is getting a better idea of what kind of son and teammate Jordan was.
One person can bring life where there was previously death.
Just 24 hours after a mother lost her son, after a team lost their teammate.
He was destined for greatness, and being the fact that, you know, he only touched our life in a short time, it's going to last a lifetime.
So many gathered to remember Jordan Duckett's life and begin the healing process of a wound that is so fresh.
Be encouraged to know that even when the pain is bigger than your comprehension, he's in control.
Even though Jordan was only 13 years old, so many described him as a gentle giant. Jordan's mother says her son was a straight-A student, loved basketball and football, and helping others.
And I'm going to be honest, and I'll say this to my dying day. It may appear that I raised him, but he raised me.
Jordan was at football practice with his Westside Mustangs team. He collapsed, and so many did so much to help.
We're talking about 150 kids witnessed this.
And that's just one of many reasons why the president of the Westside Mustangs Youth Athletic Association called on so many to help.
It's bigger than football. This is about life. And that's why we had the crisis team out here today.
In a very touching moment when Jordan's team presented his mother with his jersey.
We got his shirt. And this number 9. This ain't never going to be worn again. Never.
Well, that was Michelle Newell reporting there. Jordan's mom said he wasn't feeling well before he went to practice. The medical examiner will determine his cause of death. A local woman is having problems with her water. She says it's brown. But that brown water isn't all. She's paying big bucks for that water. She just got a $700 bill. The Municipal Water Authority of Aliquippa claims over a 5-day period in May, the Smiths used 30,000 gallons of water.
Which is equivalent to filling a 12-foot round pole that's 4 foot deep almost twice a day, every day for 7 days.
The Water Authority General Manager told Channel 11 the high bill could have been caused by a running toilet or leaky faucet. As far as the color, he says it's caused by iron and manganese from a break, but it is safe. Well, there's been another issue with the ride at the Washington County Fair. According to a post on the fair's Facebook page, one end of a car on the skydiver ride appeared to come loose. Operators stopped the ride, took the car off, and no one was hurt. It comes one day after a child was hurt on another ride. In that incident, a little girl bumped her head when a car on the swing ride ran into a pole. We're told it was operator error.
It was more related to potentially the operator trying to stop one of the chairs from swinging sideways and grabbed a hold of it, which caused it to come out further rather than stopping the ride.
Well, the little girl was taken to the hospital and released, not seriously hurt, thankfully. State inspectors checked out the ride and say it's safe. More than 100 firefighters are on the scene of a wildfire burning in Colorado. Take a look here. The so-called Deer Creek Park fire is burning near homes. More than 300 people have been told to leave. Officials haven't said how this fire started.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Good afternoon. Taking a look at our visible satellite. This is going to show us where the clouds are developing this afternoon. And notice these white speckles that look like cotton balls, and that's really what they look like in the sky as well. Those are those fair weather cumulus clouds that are developing with the heating of the day. Some of us have a chance for a shower today. It's going to be very spotty in coverage if anything develops. The low pressure system well up to the northeast, so the best chance for a shower would be across our northern counties or here in the ridges and mountains closer to the low pressure. We'll keep our eye on it, but I think a lot of locations stayed dry today. Storm Tracker does agree with this. 4 o'clock, not a whole lot going on. Same thing into 6:30. Anything that does happen to pop up this afternoon will go away with the lack of heating, so after sunset. 65 degrees overnight tonight, so about what we had out there this morning, but we're not looking at any fog to develop like we've been seeing over the last couple of mornings. We'll have a partly cloudy sky and a calm wind, so if you do have any evening plans, things are looking pretty good. 63 in Greensburg tonight, 63 in Washington. It'll be 65 in Uniontown. Here's a look at Storm Tracker into your Saturday. The morning does start out quiet, as you see, and we'll have a chance for a couple of showers and thunderstorms come late afternoon on Saturday. So you can see some heavier downpours showing up off to the west and then kind of moving through our area during those late afternoon hours, and into the evening we'll continue with a lingering shower. That's a look at 9 o'clock on Saturday. On Saturday, there is a risk that any storm that does happen and move across the area in the afternoon or evening could produce some locally heavy rainfall, some high wind gusts, as well as some hail. We'll be tracking that for you. Sunday, you'll see a couple of stray showers or thunderstorms rolling in early Sunday morning. We'll have some dry gaps in between, and then in the afternoon, another chance with the heating of the day. So our weather impacts this weekend, looking at that threat for some gusty winds, hail, locally heavy rainfall out of the strongest thunderstorms. I don't think either day, Saturday or Sunday, will be a washout, so I would keep your outdoor plans. Just have a plan B just in case a storm pops up over your area. So swimming forecast for tomorrow, you'll need the sunscreen. Temperatures will be going up into the mid-80s for Saturday at about 86 degrees. 87 in Greensburg tomorrow, 86 in Washington. Definitely an above average day. Average is 81. Here's my 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view, and it's even hotter for Sunday and Monday. Sunday 88, Monday 89, 87 Tuesday. So we've kind of been quite a while without the extreme heat of the summer, but definitely the weather pattern changing as we head into the weekend and next week. We'll take a closer look at those heat index values and your Steelers forecast coming up in the next half hour.
Danielle, thanks a lot, and be sure to check out the WPXI streaming app. We'll have constant updates on the forecast and today's top stories, and you can find it right now on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Just search WPXI. Well, officials in local counties are working to get new voting machines for the next big election. Coming up, why some counties are picking less secure machines. Plans are underway to honor the victims of the Tree of Life shooting as we now approach the 1-year anniversary. How this is bringing together communities who've also faced the heartbreak of a mass shooting.
7-day forecast now on your screen all the time on Channel 11 News.
Well, right now, counties across the state are rushing to buy new voting machines before next year's presidential election. A new report shows a huge difference in what they're paying. The report is from Pitt and Citizens for Better Elections. They found some of the counties chose a system considered less secure and more expensive. Now, those new electronic ballot marking machines are similar to ones we currently use. They cost an average of $23 per vote. Meanwhile, systems that use hand-marked paper ballots are considered more secure and cost about $13 per vote. The statewide mandate for new machines doesn't say what kind of machines counties need to buy, but it just needs to have a paper trail. Well, there's a problem in the Elizabeth Ford School District. Listen to this. On the first day, the buses that are supposed to pick up thousands of students may not show up. The school district filed a lawsuit against Pennsylvania Coach Lines to enforce their contract. The school board approved it last October, but the bus service recently told them they won't honor it. It's not clear why. The superintendent says they're trying to come up with a solution, but it may not be possible by the first day on August 22nd. And Channel 11 will be following this closely and bring you any updates as soon as we get it on air or online. Well, it's one of the largest Italian heritage festivals in the country. Little Italy Days is in full swing in Bloomfield. 3 stages along Liberty Avenue will host more than 30 acts throughout the weekend. The festival wraps up on Sunday. Well, it's a bizarre and disturbing case. A young couple faked the pregnancy, birth, and death of their baby. Coming up, what state police say they were after.
And we had quite a few thunderstorms across the area yesterday. I'm updating our summer and yearly rainfall. Coming up next.
Not all stations cover the news the same way.
Channel 11 News covers stories in every local neighborhood.
Greensburg, Ross Township, Washington.
Some stations concentrate their coverage just in the city limits of Pittsburgh.
Channel 11 covers news everywhere you live, not just downtown.
Uniontown, Brentwood, Millvale.
That's one thing that makes Channel 11 News different.
More local news from more neighborhoods. That's a fact.
Wilkinsburg, South Park, Cranberry.
Channel 11 News at 5. When you want news from Channel 11 News at 6.
Followed by NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
Now, it's hard to believe, but we are approaching the 1-year mark since the attack on the Tree of Life Synagogue in Squirrel Hill. And the city's Jewish community is already making plans for the commemoration. Channel 11's Amy Hudak has the details.
It was unimaginable hatred that led to heartbreak in our community nearly a year ago. But from that immense pain, a tone of hope.
People are obviously still feeling wounded, and a lot of people are still healing, but there's hope that's in some ways born from the immense amount of support that we saw.
As we approach the 1-year mark of the deadly attacks on 3 congregations at the Tree of Life Synagogue, plans are being made to come together and commemorate the 11 lives lost. This October 27th will be a day to grieve. Organizers say the theme will be Remember, Repair, Together.
The Remember is about remembering the lives that we've lost, but also remembering the support that the Jewish community saw from Pittsburgh and around the world.
In the morning, traditional study of the Torah, followed by community service. And at 5 p.m., people of all ages, races, and religions coming together at Soldiers and Sailors for a memorial service.
Repairing the physical and emotional wounds in our community.
30 organizations have already agreed to volunteer. Countless others are expected to join in. Jewish communities in El Paso and Dayton, home to recent mass shootings, have also reached out. The love felt worldwide.
If there was any silver lining to such a horrible, horrible anti-Semitic attack, it's that it brought out the best in the city of Pittsburgh.
That was Amy Hudak reporting. Pittsburgh's Public Safety Department is already organizing. We're told they're offering resources to keep everyone safe and heighten security for the Jewish community. And to take a look at the plans, head to our website at WPXI.com. Well, switching now to weather, we had a lot of storms out there yesterday. Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Danielle Dozier is here to show us just how much rain we got. Danielle, it's just been a very wet summer out there.
It has been. I've just updated the numbers, Damani. We officially had 0.06 inches of rain at the airport, so that's where we take our official measurements here in Pittsburgh. But I know a lot of you got in on some heavy rain out of those thunderstorms yesterday. Here's a look at what the satellite radar looked like as those storms moved through the area. You'll see it as we head toward the beginning of the loop right here. Quite a bit of severe weather as well with damaging winds and hail. But the summer to date rainfall, yeah, it's still above average. 14.82 inches, almost 5 inches above average. And for the year, we're still sitting at more than 8.5 inches above average with almost 34 inches of rain. We do have more rain in the forecast. I kind of talked a little bit about that, but I'll have more on that coming up in my Severe Weather Team 11 forecast, as well as the heat and the humidity for our weekend. Damani.
Reports of 3 suspicious packages had police busy in New York City. Turns out they all appeared to be pressure cookers or electric crock pots. The NYPD bomb squad was called early this morning to the Fulton Street subway station. The station was evacuated before giving the all clear. Not long after, another one was found about 2 miles away. Police say none of them were explosives, and they are looking for a person of interest. Well, Channel 11 has learned the name of the man shot and killed last night in Bedford dwellings. His name is Terrence Jones, Jr. He was 21 years old. Jones was found in the doorway of an apartment building on Chauncey Drive. He was taken to the hospital where he died. Police have not said whether they've arrested anyone. And this here is just so bizarre. A couple charged with faking the birth and death of a child. Police say they did it for cash and gifts. Channel 11's Melanie Marcelco found out this couple went to great lengths to cover their tracks.
This is a very strange and bizarre case. State police say this young couple faked their pregnancy, the birth and death of their baby, all for gifts and money. They're now facing criminal charges both here in Westmoreland County and Somerset County. Police say Jeffrey and Casey Lane claimed to have given birth to a baby boy on July 3rd, but said he died a few hours later. A few months prior, they apparently had a baby shower at a friend's house in Cook Township, Westmoreland County. Police say that friend came forward and told them they believe Casey fabricated the whole pregnancy. Police say pictures of that baby posted on social media appeared to show a newborn look-alike baby doll. When investigators questioned both Jeffrey and Casey Lang, they claimed the baby died from respiratory distress syndrome, and Casey was discharged from the hospital right after giving birth. But state police did some digging. They checked with the Cambria County and Somerset County Coroner's Office, the hospital in Johnstown, the OBGYN, and there was no record for baby Easton or Casey Lang. The Langs claim the baby was cremated at Hyman Funeral Home, but the funeral home said they've never cremated Easton Lang. Police say they did a search warrant of their house in Somerset Township and found a lifelike baby doll and a personalized urn inscribed with the name Easton Walt Lang. Police say not only do they believe the conception of this baby was fake, they also say there was a GoFundMe account created to help with funeral expenses for this baby, where hundreds of dollars was collected from this couple's family and friends. That couple is now being charged with fraud and theft by deception. Reporting from outside the State Police Barracks in Greensburg, I'm Melanie Marcelco for Channel 11 News.
There is now enough money to remove toxic rubble at the old Belvedere Hotel. We had live coverage the morning the old hotel burned to the ground. Oklahoma Borough declared it a public health hazard because of asbestos and other toxins, so that allowed them to speed up the process to get $85,000 in state funds. And we're told the demolition will happen very soon. Well, several children are safe after they were swimming in a creek and a crocodile was just feet away. Listen to this. 16 kids were swimming Wednesday near Cincinnati, and that's when this 7-foot croc started swimming toward them. Unbelievable here. The kids' church leader was standing on the bridge and saw the danger.
And while he was on the bridge and the kids started splashing in the water, he sees this shadow moving towards the kid.
Well, thankfully, everyone rushed out of the water safely. The crocodile was captured and put down. The State Department of Agriculture is trying to find out where it came from. Well, the right men for the right job at the right time. How a pair of well-trained police officers saved a young boy's life. Plus, what you can do to make sure you're getting quality health care.
Andy Williams Show every weekday at 11, right here on Channel 11.
Come on, come on.
Come on. There we go. He's coughing. There you go.
Wow, check this out here. Dramatic rescue captured on a police body camera. The video shows a police officer in Culver City, California, saving a 3-year-old boy who was choking. The officer pounded on the boy's back to clear the object that was stuck in his throat. The boy eventually started coughing, a sign that he was okay. Wow. Well, shortly after the rescue, the boy got to meet the officers who saved him. This picture shows the boy in the center of this picture with his family and the officers. Check this out here. Kayakers got a little too close to this. That's a cliff falling into Michigan's Lake Superior. A drone got this video at Pictured Rocks National Lake Shore. Rangers say the cliff gets pounded by waves all the time, so they're not surprised to see this happen. Well, it's back to school for some Butler County students next week. Kids can start the year with a fresh haircut. Thanks to some local organizations, free cuts are being offered at the Butler Beauty Academy in downtown Butler. Students ages 4 through 21 can stop in between 9 and 2 on Monday, and you are encouraged to make an appointment. And you can help students as they get ready for school. Our next 11 Cares Pack the Bus event is tomorrow. It will be from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at these 6 Giant Eagle locations, and we have a list of the locations and the items that you can donate right on our website. Just log on to WPXI.com and click on 11 Cares. Well, studies show people are traveling overseas to get operations or dental work, and it's apparently cheaper. Our consumer expert Clark Howard will show you how to get the best quality of care right here in the U.S.
Partly cloudy if you're heading to the Pirates game and warm, humid here this evening. We've got to look at your Steelers forecast and what it's going to feel like when you head out this weekend.
You're streaming WPXI now, your source for breaking news, weather, and original local shows. Murder, mystery, and the missing. Justice Rules profiles real-life crime stories. Mondays at 9 and 9:30, right here on traffic, updated every 10 minutes on Channel 11 Morning News.
Not all stations cover the news the same way.
Channel 11 covers news everywhere you live, not just downtown. More local news from more neighborhoods. That's a fact. Channel 11 News at 5, when you want news from where you live.
Well, the construction of new homes is on the decline. Now, this is the third straight month of declines. mostly driven by a steep decrease in the construction of multifamily units. Experts originally thought the numbers would start to increase in July. The sharpest decline is in the Northeast. Well, Twitter is trying to crack down on offensive content. The social media giant is testing a filter for direct messages that contain offensive material. The messages that are flagged will be stored away in a folder marked additional messages. Users can then choose to view or delete them so you never have to see them. Well, the cost of surgery in healthcare can be very expensive. Did you know that there are tools for improving patient safety and quality of healthcare? Our consumer advisor Clark Howard explains just how to make sure you're getting just that.
Something that's been controversial for years but growing in popularity: Americans traveling overseas for expensive operations or dental care. The reality is that operations that in the United States could cost tens of thousands of dollars may cost as little as 20% of that cost going overseas. So how do you know the places are any good? There's actually an organization called the Joint Commission International that you can check out facilities around the world. There's also a U.S.-based organization called Doctours that books you for medical care overseas at places that they've supposedly vetted as being okay for dental and medical care. Some employers now provide in their health insurance where you avoid the co-pays you'd have to make if you travel to where they say you should have care elsewhere in the United States or also overseas. I'm Clark Howard.
Well, if you're feeling lucky, you may want to head over to Westmoreland County for the third time in a week. Someone has won big with a lottery scratcher. Listen to this. The latest winning tickets was sold at the Sunoco on Route 30 in Irwin, and it was worth about $3 million. You got to check this out here. A scared bear cub in a tree. He's been wandering around Lancaster for weeks. Yesterday, the game warden finally caught him. The bear's been tagged and relocated to a more remote area. And we've had quite a few bear sightings right here in western Pennsylvania. They've been spotted in Bethel Park, Penn Hills, Jefferson Hills, and South Fayette. Now, if you see a bear, the Game Commission says just, of course, leave it alone.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Man, those bears, Devani. Have you seen one yet? I have not seen one. We hear all about them, but I have not seen one yet. Here's a look at the tower cam. Mix of sun and clouds for us out there today. It's already really warm. We've got temperatures in the 80s in Greensburg, Beaver 77, Pittsburgh 79, in Washington. Dew points right now low to middle 60s. So it is a little uncomfortable in Pittsburgh, but really not quite as bad as what we have been feeling. It is more uncomfortable though in Greensburg, Indiana. Again, the higher the number, the more moisture we have and the more humid it'll feel to you outside. These numbers are really going to ramp up, guys, into the weekend, upper 60s to near 70-degree dew points. So it's going to be really humid, especially Sunday and then Monday into next week. Storm tracker at 2 o'clock this afternoon. This model data is not showing a whole lot going on for today. Certainly not expecting widespread storms like we had yesterday, although some of you could get in on a stray shower or thunder shower, especially in areas north of Pittsburgh and out to the east in the ridges and the mountains. It's going to be closer to an area of low pressure that is well up to the north of us in New York. So that'll be the more favorable area, but a lot of locations stay dry today for your outdoor plans. And then tonight we're looking at 65 degrees with a partly cloudy sky and calm winds. So another somewhat mild night tonight, just like the last couple of mornings, and a bit on the humid side. Storm tracker, as we look ahead into Saturday, thunderstorms do look to develop, especially late day. So we're looking at late afternoon. That's a look at 4 p.m. We are going to be tracking a risk for some strong thunderstorms, perhaps an isolated severe storm on Saturday, especially late afternoon and evening hours. That's about when they typically occur this time of year, when you get the heating and the moisture around in the afternoon. We'll be tracking that threat as we head into the overnight, Saturday night into Sunday morning. The model data is actually showing a little disturbance coming through where we could get in on some more wet weather for the early morning hours of Sunday. So we'll be here tracking that. Notice a little bit of dry time, though, throughout the day on Sunday. And then when we get into the afternoon, the heating of the day may try to trigger a couple of pop-up showers and storms Sunday. So Saturday and Sunday both have chances for rain, but neither day will be a washout. So I would go about your outdoor plans, just have a backup just in case. So a few weekend storms. The strongest will contain gusty winds and hail and locally heavy downpours. Our forecast forecast for tomorrow. Highs will get in the mid-80s, so if you're outside exercising, you're going to want to take frequent breaks and have that water with you and stay weather aware in the afternoon. 87 Greensburg, 86 Washington. The Steelers are taking on the Chiefs, and I know it's preseason, but we're so excited and hoping for a win, of course. Temperatures will be generally in the 80s, falling into the 70s throughout the game, with that chance for a shower or a thunderstorm. Humidity really peaks Sunday and Monday into next week. It's going to feel steamy out there. When you factor in humidity to the air temperature by Sunday, it's going to feel like the low to middle 90s across our area. So we're going to be sweating for sure, especially the latter half of the weekend and into next week. Here's the 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. And look at that by Monday of next week, too. 89 degrees. Damani, summer is back.
Love it. All right, thanks a lot, Danielle. Well, she's 103 years old, and she's fearless.
Oh, well, hallelujah.
The new world record this woman just set that has her entire community talking.
News 11 at 11. 11 minutes of news and weather before the first commercial.
Well, the first day of kindergarten is always a special time, but it was a little extra special for one Missouri family. Listen to this. More than 20 police officers from at least 10 departments gathered to walk 5-year-old Carmine to school. His dad, who is also a police officer, has been battling cancer. He's been in the hospital for weeks and wasn't sure if he would be able to send his son off to school. And at the last minute, he got cleared to escort his son along with all the other officers.
Gift of happiness. This is awesome.
Yes, it is. Well, Andy and his wife spent countless hours guiding Carmine and preparing him for kindergarten, so he knew he couldn't miss this moment.
No, I'm not nervous. I think it's just great.
Well, listen to this. This Washington State woman just set a world record, folks, becoming the oldest person to skydive. Kitty Hodges is 103 years old. You heard me right. Her neighbors from her retirement community showed up to watch. This was actually her son's idea. He's a frequent flyer, having done this jump nearly 50 times.
It's fun. So why not have some fun? Hallelujah.
She is one of the most tenacious, amazing, positive people I've ever known.
Braver than myself there. Well, the previous record set for skydiving was 100 years old. Our instructor called this an inspiration. Most definitely. Look at the smile on her face. Well, that's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5, and you can get breaking news updates anytime right on our streaming apps. Just search WPXI on Apple TV, Roku, or Amazon Fire. Have a great Friday and weekend, everyone.
Channel 11 News at 5, when you want news from where you live.
This is